It's a blessing to me that we should meet. I'd like to thank each in a seat and everybody on their feet. See, we didn't think we'd be doing this back in 2003. But hey, here we are on live stream Podbean, hitting it off like 80s melodies from Aretha and Tina T. It's about that RESPECT that allows me to listen and for you to speak. If we seek, we can find the pod poet that's inside. However, we should remember a poem doesn't have to rhyme. It can be a full page or just a few chat lines. You can be grown or a child. You or I may have the words the divine uses to save lives. But however you spend your time right now, we are live. Welcome to the Pod Poets Lounge, spoken word and poetry game show. I am your host, Naquel. You are in the place of inspiration where we have fun celebrating these amazing poets. Thank you so much for joining us. It's another episode here in the new year, and today is January 16th. 2021, and tonight more creativity will flow from these gifted souls that are here. Listen, we're going to meet some exceptional individuals. We're going to meet them very, very soon. We got fun trivia lined up. You're going to get to relax and know just who they are. Kick back, get comfy, get cozy. It's time to stimulate your mind and relax it at the same time. I want you guys to check out last show's spoken word artist guest and host, Azar King, and the winner of episode number 22, poet Ray Monet. She's an amazing author. Her book, Bees, the Birds, the Bees, and the Boudoir, is available on Amazon. Please go check them out. Here's a little moment from our last episode. Get a piece of their work.
To forget that I work on their schedule. So when that call comes in at 2 a.m., I'm like a nurse prepping for surgery. A delicate procedure, fabricating this fantasy for this man who doesn't even love me.
My soul longs for the day that it feels whole again. Lungs filled with black clouds and broken winds. Series of tribulation leave me with broken bats and no winds.
That was Azar King and poet Ray Monet vibing at the Pod Poets Lounge. Incredible artists. Now, tonight's winners, they are winning the prize sought after from the Ink magazine. They're going to get their writing published in this month's issue of the magazine. You will find their work in Spilled Ink, so look out for that. And remember to check out the Pod Poets Trivia Game on Instagram and Facebook and several other Facebook groups as well, actually, including the Black Love Poetry Series event group, where our good friends Akil Ali and poetess April J. Armstrong are doing their thing. They stopped by on episode number 8 to play the game and chill with us here on the program. Now, since the last show, we are now on TikTok and Twitter to extend our reach and bring the vibe wherever you may be. And you can listen wherever you get your podcasts and wherever you are listening from. Thank you. Remember, you can also share, comment, follow, and subscribe to support this podcast if you enjoy the content. So I think it's about that time to meet our artists. Let's unmute everybody, get them in the space. Welcome.
Hello.
That is the voice of Arson, the poet. Can everybody else on the line?
Yeah.
What's going on? All right. So, come on.
Yeah, I'm here.
There he is. Okay. Sound a little like in the back of the room. I need you to come up to the front, sit, get comfy in the lounge.
I got you.
Aim Zane, you there, love? Let's hear your voice. There, Aim Zane. There's no technical difficulty. All right. Peace and good evening, y'all. Welcome. Thank you guys so much for accepting the invitation. Very excited about tonight. Y'all feeling okay?
Feeling
Yes,
excellent.
yes.
I got a hangover. Let's go.
I don't know the best remedy. Maybe these ladies can have some advice for you to quickly shake that off. But I'm sure the vibe was nice that led to that hangover, though. Uh,
Great
I'm,
vibe. Great
I'm
vibe.
sure. Yo, I gotta say, usually it's real simple here on the platform. I want us to relax, kick back, and just chill. How does that sound?
Sounds
Ah,
good.
amazing.
All right, that's what's up. All right. So I guess we'll get right into things. Arson, the poet, uh, activist, poet. You are the mother of fluff. As it says on your Instagram, I love diving into my guests' Instagrams to get a little bit about what they're doing, what they're up to, their life, as well as reading the bios. One thing people might not know about you is also that you're a trained singer, pianist, you're a guitarist, and you've got a very very strong message. Tell me, how you doing today? How has the day treated you so far?
I mean, this is out of the ordinary, but I've actually been working hard. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, all I've been doing all day is work, and I've
Okay.
been doing. This is my third performance in a row in the last 3 days, so I'm very very
Okay.
excited to be here.
Nice. Awesome.
I've been hyped
Excited
about
to
this for
have
like
you.
weeks.
Likewise, man. It's been the same real feeling here. Your dog. What type of dog do you have?
He's adopted. Don't tell him though. But but he's a rescue dog, and we believe he's a spaniel
Oh,
mix, but we're
okay.
not actually sure what his breed is.
Okay.
But he's so
Lovely.
cute, and he's my world.
Yeah, I can definitely tell. Is your dog's name? How do you pronounce it? Is it Soko? Or
Yep,
Soko?
yep,
Soko?
like the alcohol.
Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. You're from East Brunswick, New Jersey.
Hmm.
Um, does anybody actually say Joyzy? Do you know anyone that says Joyzy?
Literally no one.
No one says. Okay, just all right. Thought that's what I'm saying. All right. You've been
But
writing
I
for
can
over.
do it. I can do it though. I can change that.
You've been writing for over 20 years. Before you
Mhm.
even knew that it was poetry. Um, Ironically, you started performing poetry in March of 2020, right around the time when most of the world was starting to deal with COVID-19. But what has that journey been like, starting to perform your poetry, and to where you are at now?
It's been a crazy whirlwind of awesome, honestly. I
Mm,
mean, I feel like the community kind of has accepted me warmly, and I didn't know how people would receive my work because obviously it's not like traditional. And It's just been really, really, everyone's super supportive. I don't know if it's all genuine or not, but they are supportive to my face, which
mhm,
I
mhm,
enjoy. Um, and just
mhm.
keeping it real. And
Yeah.
like everything that I've done so far, I've done two live performances and mostly like I do a virtual performance like pretty much every day,
Okay.
and that's
That's
been
good. You get
interesting.
to, yeah,
Yeah, that's been
sharpen
interesting.
your skills that way. Do you
Mhm.
have any favorite lives that you've enjoyed going on or would like to go back to?
Oh, favorite lives. Well, there was a guy named Poetic Boy D who used to do one every day during quarantine, but he stopped like once everything opened up again.
Okay.
His lives are pretty lit, and also J Rose's live is really really
Hmm.
lit. The Rose Garden events does one
Yes.
like the first
I
and
wrote.
third Friday of the month. That's amazing.
Mhm.
I definitely recommend that one.
No
And New
doubt.
Yorican. Hmm.
Hmm. The New York Lives. I have.
Yeah,
Oh
Mondays and
man, I
Thursdays.
haven't. I
Mhm.
actually haven't checked it out yet. Make a note of
Oh,
that.
you got to. You got
Yeah,
to.
I've been to the brick and mortar a few times, but I haven't seen their live on IG since the whole situation.
Oh
Thanks for
yeah,
that. All
no
right,
problem.
that's what's up. Tell me what's one of your favorite things about expressing your artistry for others.
It's really cool to see how people are saying. I've been getting a lot of the. Oh wait, I totally relate to that. And meanwhile, when I wrote it in like a place where I'm like, I am the only crazy one who thinks like this. So it's been really cool that people have been like, no, we think like that too. So it's been nice to know that I'm not fully crazy. That's
Hmm.
always nice, right? Like the validation.
Yes, someone else out there, somebody. Oh gosh, I
Thank
know the
goodness.
feeling.
Yeah.
Word.
So that's been really cool.
That's lovely. Poetry is definitely like that. Poetry is one language where very quickly you'll learn you're not the only one that
Yeah.
has felt something, gone through something. The beauty is in how you articulate it. Um,
Mhm.
Tell me, if do you have a poem that you could share with us?
Sure. Actually,
Yay!
okay. I have two poems, right?
Way
One.
up. Go. I'm sorry.
Oh man, we got whew, there's a lot of hype. Okay, one I like wrote like a couple days ago, so it's like one of my first poems of 2021. It's a little
Okay.
bold, and the other one is like I just love this poem, and I do it all the time. So which one would you like to listen to?
See, I always defer to, oh, it's just what you feel. That um,
Mhm.
maybe I should do something different this time. Give me the second piece. The second one.
All right, cool. So this please, I don't know what a please is, but a piece. This I can't talk. I swear I can write though. Uh, this piece is called Reflections.
Mm.
I actually this came about during the BLM movement when I was like really hyped up in March, and I
Okay.
wrote this because I wrote this as a way to motivate myself and others in my community to get together and really represent and stand up for people who are not stood up for often and continuously
Mhm.
and constantly.
Mhm.
So this is that piece. Reflections.
Okay. Give it to us.
Poetic justice stuck in a poetry review. My head spins. It's so confused. Guns for guns, fist for fist, violence for violence. What happened to peace? What happened to acceptance? When did we change blood to ink, to blood for blood? What happened to talking the talk but also walking the walk? Where are these policymakers and legislators who do the most speaking? As the world crumbles, so does my hope. The sandglass runs low on resolve and conclusive thought. My dreams are humbled by observing what is being fought. Becoming deal makers, livelihoods becoming game pieces, giving this world its biggest checkmate. Oh, did I say checkmate? I meant stalemate. Reflection will leave you breathless, and trust me, mama, I can't breathe. The way I look at it, it's very simple. When I die, I know who I will be surrounded by. Family and friends, like any normal guy. My corpse will not go viral from a recording of some passerby who'd rather film me gasping for my last breath than help me sustain my life. When I die, it will be normal, not a media covered funeral. I will never become a token story. I will never achieve some martyred glory just for dying, I hope. People will be crying. No one will be using my name for lying. When I die, I am human, not some exemplary remain. When I die, people will remember my breath, not my death. When I die, what I leave back is my life, not my strife. Because I am a human. Despite the shade of my melanin when I was alive, I was looked at as human. Because my melanin is an acceptable level of tint. If I am murdered, they won't look at my death as a sensationalist stint. They won't justify my murder by amounting my darkness to thuggery. In my murder, they won't accept any of the brutality or, let's say, fuckery. Because in my privilege, I am regarded as human. We sit on looted land, speaking a language compiled of looted words from other languages, looting each other of the right to be human, condescending upon each other because of pigmentation and orientation. Which
Mm.
God has ever claimed that one human is greater than the other? If we were perfect, we would not be humans. So, there is unity in our flaws. Pigmentation and orientation? That's not a flaw. It is what distinguishes us as individuals. Who one loves, the shadows of our ancestors on our skin, or the thickness of one's wallet does not limit a human's worth or ability to be considered human. It amplifies it.
Hmm.
Because the stories held in people's skins, hearts, and souls allow for us to create growth and a flourishing society. People trying to mute that do this out of their own insecurities and fears. The society would be better off without them.
Hmm.
Why else? Why else wouldn't they allow the slaves to read? Why else do they make the incarcerated live like animals rather than allow them to correct themselves in a correctional facility? Why else do they gun down black, brown, queer, and trans people in the streets and try to force them to submit to a culture outside of their own? Why else do they incinerate our melanated brothers and sisters for occupying the same space as them? They think they can mute us, try and dispute us, try and abuse us, but they forget one thing. There is unity in our flaws. Now is the time to take back the law, make it for the people, for the every people. We have all not suffered the same. Now is the time to truly understand each other's pain, work together to ensure we heal each other's wounds. Victory is the name of our visionary. Our united front is not just temporary. One love, one life, one light. Let's commence this united fight. Let's commence establishing our rights. And that's my piece.
Mm, yes.
Thank
Beautiful
you.
piece. I felt that.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
felt that. That was so packed. Thank you. Ooh, we. Yeah, yeah. Let me quickly bring in the others and get their
Give
take.
a
What you
curse
guys think
smile.
about that? Aim Zane, come on. We back
Well, that was
on.
excellent. That was excellent.
Yes, I
Excellent.
loved it,
Glad
loved
you,
it, loved it,
glad
loved
you
it.
Thank
multitasking.
That was
you.
Wait,
powerful.
wait,
It
wait.
was amazing.
My headphones about to die. So,
Okay, okay.
that was
How much
excellent. That was.
how
I
much
don't
time you
know.
got on them? Not sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's about to die. I'm just going to say the please charge again. Um,
Okay.
beautiful, beautiful. I'll spit a poem real quick before
All
I'm
right.
out of
So
here.
all right, so let me get right into you, businessman. We started the conversation off talking about the different things that you're doing. You're prolific, brother, making it happen, wearing different hats. And I again appreciate you taking the time to make it today, with the hustle and the bustle. I hope still the day treated you well. And appreciate the time that you are able to spend with us. Can you tell me real quick, what's one of your favorite things about creating for others? And then if you could spit a piece for us, brother.
Well, I love creating for others because I've been blessed with many different.
So yeah, please call back in if you can, bro. Um, get your headphones charged up. We want to hear from you. We want to know what's going on with you. He's an amazing brother. He's got awesome merchandise. Okay, yeah. So his headphones died, but he's in the chat. We can build with him right there. Let me tell him. Yes, yes, yes. No doubt. Understood. Okay, so we're going to continue along until we're able to have him join back. Hopefully, he can, like I said, get to hear that piece that he had on his heart. So, our next guest vibing tonight is Aim Zane, this author, chemist. And I said that right, author, chemist, and poet. I'm like, what is this fusion? But I love the thought. It does something to my mind. I want to see what it's like being in IT myself. When I started to get into poetry, I was like, man, what is this mashup in my head? I'm starting to think about lines involving command prompt and windows and things, and I'm like, I like this. So just to find out that Aim Zane was a chemist and a poet was enough to interest me to hear her work, and just learn a little bit more about this amazing queen. So Aim Zane, thank you so much for joining. I also hope that the day treated you well. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. Thank you for inviting me on and letting me
My
come
pleasure.
through.
It's an honor, man. I appreciate it very much. You are born and raised in South Florida, right?
Yes, born and raised.
What's it like living in Florida, South Florida?
Not as exciting as everyone think it is.
Okay.
Like the beaches there, of course, and everything like that. But after a while, it's pretty much the same. It's only pretty
Okay.
much exciting for visitors or people who've never been. But
Okay. Nice tourist spot. Do you see a lot of tourists? Do you identify them when they're there?
yeah, for the most part, you could definitely identify them.
Okay. I mean,
I live about 40 minutes outside of Miami, so I don't have to deal too
okay.
much with the tourists because that's
Got
where
you.
they're
Got
the
you.
main spot. But no, you definitely can see them.
Got you. I have some folks in South Florida that like Broward County.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
That
Yeah,
space.
Broward County.
Okay. That's what's up. What are, you would say, some things that you enjoy when it comes to your poetry? What do you prefer, like, to write about?
Well, I pretty much I call myself a free flow poet, so it's pretty much
Mm,
whatever kind of comes to my mind. I just like to write it down, no structure, just as the
okay,
thoughts flow for me.
got you.
But
Okay,
recently been writing a lot of like sensual poems, erotic
okay.
poems, and I've been enjoying
Mm.
doing
How you
that.
get bitten by that bug? How did that happen for you? What's been
Well, I think
inspiring
it's
that?
because I mean I've always enjoyed like erotic books and stuff like that. Like I used to read
Okay.
I used to read a lot of Zane and Noah
Okay.
and a lot of those, and so I've already been interested in it. But when I first
Mhm.
initially started poetry, it was more just like expressing like emotional feelings. But
Okay.
then
Hmm.
I realized you can express all different types of feelings, not just emotional. It could be sensual, funny,
Yeah.
just anything. So
Yes.
yes.
Ah, okay. So let me ask this. What are some things you enjoy doing when you're not writing poetry?
Well, I'm a nerd, so when I'm not doing poetry, I'm either reading or I'm watching like anime or
Okay.
I'm working.
Sounds like
So,
somebody I know. Okay.
but
Okay. That's what's up. And as a chemist, man, maybe you should ask you some questions about that later in the show. That's gotta be fun. So you do the research, you're in the lab, you got the flask, and is it the
yes,
whole thing?
recently I started working at a pharmacy, a compounding pharmacy, and
Okay.
I do a lot of research with different drugs. Like we're doing some hydromorphone trials with injections.
Okay.
It's
Can you tell me what that is? Hydromorphone? Did you say?
Yes, it's a C2, it's a narcotic similar to like morphine or
Okay.
stuff like that. And
Gotcha.
at my
Gotcha.
job, we're currently testing a 10 milligram injection to see
Hmm.
the beyond use date on it and
Okay.
see how we can either prolong it or just
Hmm.
see the shelf life of it so that when we do start
Hmm.
compounding that specific drug, we'll have everything
Mm.
right. So that's a project I'm kind of doing right now.
Wow, that sounds like very high end work, very precise work. Very cool. Very, very cool and intriguing to me.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a nice, I love that area of discipline. And it piqued my interest even more when I started learning more about, I guess, melanin. You know, that was actually some of my favorite lines in Arson's work just a little while ago. But its molecular structure, um, its capabilities, different properties
Hmm.
relating to it. It's like a chemical. It's a chemical molecule. So it's very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. I could talk to you for a long time. But uh, I want you to tell me on the poetry side, on the art side, what's one of your favorite things about creating your art for people?
Just being able to express my feelings and relate to others.
Okay.
There's been a lot of things I've talked about that other people haven't been able to kind of express, and when they read it, they
Mm, hmm.
connect. And that's
Mm,
probably my
hmm.
favorite part is being able to connect with others and
Hmm.
express emotions for them if they're not able to.
Well, do some connecting right now. Do you have a poem that you could share with us?
Oh yeah, I do. This one is called Free Spirit. I did it. It's not really a central poem, but it's almost. But I did it because a lot of people are judged by being free and talking about sensuality and stuff like that. So I
Mm,
wrote
okay.
this piece.
Mm,
Okay.
okay.
All right. So here we go.
All right.
Judging me by my sensuality, the freedom and the way my body moves to a beat unheard of by society will have you looking like a fool. Your
Mm,
condemning eyes will not change me, nor will whispers shared between your friends humiliate me. I am confident. A fire goddess with passion as raw as the flames licking your flesh, singeing and uncovering your hidden desires as you lust after me. The labels you toss glide off my skin's silky river flowing down my thighs. My thoughts are filled with pure content, and knowing the hate you give is because you want what you can't have. Can't reach the realm that I float in. Can't feel the energy that radiates from my aura. I am a free spirited freak and you crave me. But babe, you don't deserve me. So continue to stare from afar and admire what others can taste. Continue to sling ugly glares and I will continue to glow, shining my light on those who appreciate. My sensuality is beautiful. My freedom is haunting. My freakiness is powerful. And your judgmental ways are too weak to put out my fire. So that's that piece.
Ooh, that was beautiful.
all right. Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, it's not that. It's kind of short.
That
So,
was really
it
beautiful.
was short, but man, wow,
Mhm.
that was dope. That was fire. So your delivery, I love your delivery. It's smooth. Um, I like the cadence. there's this kind of grown and sexy, especially with your soft voice, that comes off to me with
Mhm.
the with that poem. Very, very nice piece. Yeah, liked
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
Dope, dope, dope. Okay, and is this an area now? I think you did speak to that earlier, that you're kind of just starting to explore more.
Yeah, I'm working on a book with a bunch of, just be a collection of central poems, erotic poems, short stories. So that's
Okay.
my next, that's my work in progress.
Awesome, awesome. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. She is, and also Arson the poet. These ladies are killing it out there. Beautiful, beautiful work. Thank you guys for that. There is more to come, and hopefully Kamal is able to rejoin us. Yeah, we had a little technical glitch earlier. So, all right. For those who are listening to the program, thank you so very much for checking out the Pod Poets Lounge. Remember that you can subscribe on the YouTube. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at the Pod Poets Lounge. You can vibe with us wherever you get your podcasts. And we are live with the poetically gracious our dots in the poet, and Aim Zane Thoughts on Instagram. And right now we're just kicking back and building a little vibration here. Ladies, are you ready for our game this evening?
Oh
I,
snap! Let's get it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. All right. I have some rules of the game. I'll explain, and then we got a test question that we're going to do as well to warm up a little bit. The categories for tonight's game are in the about right here on Podbean. You can check that out. But they are the stuff folder, Amiri Baraka, IG Poet, and Deaf Poetry Jam. That is the
Nice.
what we're going to be working on. How do you guys feel about that stuff? Do you know much about Amiri Baraka, Deaf Poetry Jam? Do you know what show I'm talking about?
Mm, this might be bad.
Yeah, I know a little bit. Well, I don't. I follow Death Poetry Jam on IG. I feel like,
Okay.
but other than that,
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
I also follow Deaf Poetry Jam, but I don't know. We'll see. Oh God.
All right. We'll see. We'll check it out. All right. So we have these categories to choose from tonight. The poets are going to pick a category. I'll read and share the question. And some questions we're going to be listening to. And then the question will be based on what we listen to. The first round will be all group questions. That means all the poets will lock in their choice and tell me out loud what they think the answer is. Or you can text it in the chat. There's 1 point for the correct answers. Questions can be multiple choice or true or false. How does that sound? And are you ready for your first question?
Yes, sounds great.
Sounds
All right.
good.
So we do have a test question to start things off. I want you to tell me, how does a poet sneeze? Is it A, like all other non-poets? Is it B, a shoe? Or is it C, haiku?
Is it C?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. See,
Okay. Both are locked in at C. Yeah? This is your final answer? Final
yes.
answer, C? Yes?
Hmm.
Well, you are correct
Hey,
to start it off. Nicely done. I thought that was a hard one, actually. I think I would have went with B, but
I was torn. I was torn
C is a
between
good
C.
answer, right? Okay. Now the other questions are going to be some might be very unlikely, might be that easy, but the rest are probably going to be harder,
Okay.
significantly more challenging, and more fun
Pray
though.
for me. Pray for us. We're good.
All right, so we can get started, and let's have Aim Zane select our first category, and we'll start it off that way.
I'll go with the stuff folder.
The stuff folder. Okay. So the stuff folder is just what it sounds like. It's like a folder on your desktop that just has stuff, Word docs, JPEGs, MP4s. It's got every kind of file that you just need to put somewhere. So we're not sure exactly what type of question we'll be getting out of this. But here is your first question. Her song, Gonna Love Me, has over 41 million views on YouTube. Her name is it A, Taylor Swift, B, Tiana Taylor, C, Brandy, or D, Savannah?
Shoot.
I have no idea. I'm a
Oh,
guess.
shoot. Yeah.
C. I don't know. I could be
I'm between B and D, but I can't.
Oh,
Okay,
Oh
so C
man.
for Aim Zane and still debating.
Eh,
Arson,
I'm gonna go with B.
you're gonna
I
go with
don't know
B.
if that's
Okay.
right.
Aim Zane did get this one.
Yeah,
Yes,
nice.
she got that one right.
oh
Nicely
my
done.
god.
All
Nice.
right. A point on the board. All right. Next question and category. Arson the
Shit.
Poet.
I'll also go with the stuff folder.
Stuff folder. Okay.
I need to redeem myself.
You're going to show that folder?
That's right.
All right. And in the chat, Mo Clarity, she was going with B on the last one. Tiana Taylor.
Yeah, dude, we didn't win.
No. But there's plenty of chances to come. Next question from the stuff folder category. Their slogan is teaching is about your students, not tracking down handouts or playing phone tag. What do you think their app is called? Their slogan is teaching is about your students, not tracking down handouts or playing phone tag. The answers are in the chat. Is it A, is the app called Remind? Is it B, Remote ABC? Is it C, PTA in Touch? Or is it D, Google Classroom? Couldn't get that out. Google. What do you think?
Damn it. Oh my god, I'm losing this game. That's what I think. Oh man, this is embarrassing.
You're doing fine.
Teaching is not about your students. Is it D?
D. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, go with D. For both of you?
Yes.
Congratulations. Arsen the Poet, you are on the board. And yes, Zane, that was correct for you as well. Nicely done, ladies. All right.
Yes.
So you guys just gonna stick
Okay.
together? That's how you gonna get there? Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
Teamwork.
Yeah.
Teamwork makes the
Yeah.
dream work.
Talk about it. Hey, a lot of guests think that that'll work for them, but good luck. Good luck. All right, Aim Zane, where you want to take us next, my dear? What category for you?
Let's try Deaf Poetry Jam. Might as well get it out the way. Get one out the way.
Okay. I like it. Your question is, and of course, Deaf Poetry Jam is that famous poetry or spoken word / poetry performance show. Here we go. I had to show and prove to my brother that spoken word was not just a bunch of hippies with backpacks doing poetry. Who am I? Is it A, Ronnie Michaels? Is it B, Damian Marley? Is it C, Sean Carter? Or D, Danny Simmons? Tell me. Is that distracting? You can tell me if it is. Okay.
I don't know if that was a hint.
I don't know. Why
You
not?
never know.
Okay,
Damn it.
Damian Marley. I'm pretty sure he's sing. I don't know if he does poetry.
D from Clarity.
Does he do poetry? I don't know.
But does it have to be a poet that said it? Also.
Oh, true.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna go with B.
Hove. Oh, you're gonna go with B. Okay, Damien. Okay.
I think I'm gonna go with C.
You're gonna go with
C.
All right.
To change it up.
Okay. Unfortunately, ladies, that was not correct. This one was D, Danny Simmons.
Oh.
Relative to Russell Simmons.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Russell Simmons. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Danny Simmons was kind of the impetus, the real I would say inspiration behind doing it, and then I think Russell may have been the leverage or the partner, the collaborator.
Oh,
As
thanks
far
for
as maybe
clarity.
the mechanisms. Yeah, Clarity kind of, she did actually have that one.
True facts. She's a
Yeah,
brother.
Yeah.
Damn it.
but they
Yeah.
family. They are family. All right. So, Arson the poet, you are up. Category, please.
Oh shoot, I forgot the categories. One sec. I think
Yeah.
I'll do the stuff. There was a stuff
Folder.
category, right? Yes, please.
Yep. No problem. We'll get back over to there. This one is a true or false for you. All right. You guys probably know William Shakespeare. God's Inc. Welcome,
Oh,
welcome, bro. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, Shakespeare. Famous,
Billy.
absolutely. Like people in aliens know who Shakespeare is. Okay. Shakespeare's birthplace, and this is in
Mhm.
1564 in Stratford upon Avon in Warwickshire, England. Is this true or false? Is this the birthplace?
Oh,
I'm going
damn
to
it.
try to pronounce this place one more time. Stratford upon Avon, Warwickshire, England.
I'm gonna just go with true. I don't even know.
Wait, isn't it called Stratford on Avon? Wait a moment.
Le-
Now, wait, I thought it was Stratford on Avon. How technical are we getting?
We're getting very technical. Um,
Oh.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. I'm
Stratford
gonna.
upon Avon is what I found in the research.
Okay. Birthplace.
And yeah, we get very
Okay.
specific. It could be 64, and I put 63 just to throw you off. Yeah, I
Oh.
do
I,
things like that.
I'm gonna
Hmm.
say false.
You're gonna go with false, okay? And Aim Zane went with facts, okay?
Yeah,
All
true.
right,
I'm gonna say true.
that's a very good guess. This is a hard one, but it actually is true. This is
Damn.
actually actual birthplace.
Damn. Okay. I got hung up on Stratford upon Avon versus Stratford on Avon. Damn.
It's just part of the process to piece things together to come up with the right answer. It's okay. It's okay. You've got more, plenty more choices or opportunities, I should say, to get more points. So right
We'll
now,
see.
it's tied. It's close. It's close. You're on her heels. You have 1 point, but she has three. She has three. So
Just kick my
yeah.
butt. That's what's happening.
All right, Aimson, you got to stop. You got to slow down. All right, you need to reel it in. You amazing ladies. Once again, thank you guys so much for taking the time. I appreciate it sincerely. I wanted to delve a little bit more into who you are. And Aimzing, we talked a little bit about you being a chemist and just how cool I think that is. I actually had a friend in college that pursued that discipline. Can you tell me, I'm curious, why you decided to get into chemistry as a field of study?
Yeah, well, growing up I enjoy reading, but like I enjoy the sciences. And then when I was in high
Okay.
school, I always kind of imagined myself being a doctor. I took biology and I was like, okay, this is not it. And then I took chemistry and I
Okay.
was like,
Okay.
this is interesting. Then I took AP chemistry and I'm like, oh, this is even more interesting.
Okay.
So I went in as a
Gotcha.
I went in thinking, I still wanted to pursue being a doctor, but I kind of went in going the chemistry route. But then I was open up to the field of chemistry. Like there's so many things you could do with a chemistry degree, so many different routes you
Mm,
can go.
mm,
And research, I fell in love with being in the lab,
mm-hmm,
um, kind of just like being to myself, working on a project, finding answers after multiple trials. Because there's always an answer. That's what I do like about
mm,
science. At the end of the day, if you
mm-hmm.
work enough towards it, you're going to get an answer.
Hmm. I like that. One of the quotes that I used to have, at least on my window, was "There's no problems, only solutions." And I
Yes.
remember I would see that, and it would literally just like start rewiring my brain. Once I read that, changes your perspective on things.
Mhm.
Um, all right. So my next question was going to be, how does a chemist and a poetry slam into one person? Like
Um,
how did they just happen like that for you?
well, like I said, chemistry is more like logical to me, and
Okay.
the art of poetry is more just kind of raw. It doesn't have to make sense, and And just growing up, I always wanted to be artistic. Like I tried drawing, I tried pottery, I've tried dance. I just wanted to not be a nerd. So I think I was trying everything to just not be stuck in the books. But I think writing lets me still be, have the same essence of me. Like I'm showing my
Mhm,
creativity
mhm,
still
mhm,
in a very like literature.
mhm.
It's still very, what is the word? Educational, I guess, in a sense.
Okay. So it still stimulates both sides of your brain enough.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Um, let's see. My next question was, what would you say to somebody who wants to get into poetry and kind of find their voice?
I say just go for it and start writing.
Okay.
Don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't worry about other styles. Just worry, just let your words flow freely from you. And then,
Mhm.
as you get more into the craft, if you want to become more structured and learn the different ways to write, do that. It doesn't hurt to um, kind of enhance your craft, but I definitely think just
Right.
go for it. Like, just start writing. Don't overthink it.
Okay. Really, really good advice. Sometimes, yeah, it's just that lack of action could be because of overthinking, self doubt, and so on. And what you need is to just start, get going.
Hmm.
One of my favorite quotes is Les Brown. Let's see if I can remember it. You don't have to be great to get started, but you've got to get started to be great.
To be great. Yes, exactly.
Ames, do you have a piece that you can share with us?
Yeah, I have a piece. This is a shorter piece I've kind of just written maybe like a day ago. It's
Okay.
called Unfinished Tears.
Mm,
And so it's kind of short. One
okay.
tear fall equal acceptance. A check sign that I'm unwilling to cash. For tears represent pain, grief, mistakes. So I hold them in on the brink of my windowsill, turning a blind eye to emotions that desperately need releasing. Because releases means I'm letting myself feel. And I fear the feeling of pain. So I'd rather sit along that window and be a cold, emotionless blank wall of emptiness than to feel. My tears are full of hurt, but they will never fall. They will never grace my face, no, but rather observe. Hollow tip bullet will never pierce my flesh, will never tear my organs apart. My heart is intact, encased in ice. I will never know how a broken heart feels because I choose to keep my tears unfinished. And that's that piece.
Mm,
Man,
wow.
you're gonna have me crying Drake tears up
Wow.
in here. Man,
No, not Drake tears.
no,
It's your
damn, I felt
fault.
that one.
Word. Me too. Me too. Tears will never fall. And why won't they fall, Amesing?
I choose to keep them unfinished. I rather not feel that. I feel like when you release that tears,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of like you're letting yourself feel those emotions. So I just
Mm,
let them be there, but kind of ignore them. So
mm. It's very funny that you say that as I'm looking in front of me and I see this quote from James Baldwin that not everything that's faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced.
yes, that's true. It is true.
If that holds true, is your poem evidence that there are some things that you still yet haven't faced and are not ready to face?
Oh, most definitely.
Get my Dr. Phil voice on right now. Get my
No,
Dr. Phil on right now. Let me stop.
no,
It
yes,
sounds
most
that way though in
definitely.
the piece. Indeed, indeed. But do you feel any catharsis from actually writing that piece though? Is it in a way metaphorical, tears falling when you write that piece, something like that?
Yes, I rather let the words flow for me be my tears and rather
Mm-hmm.
the water from my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy 'cause I know they
Mm-hmm.
always say like
Mm-hmm.
men grew up saying like don't cry, but I grew up
Mm-hmm.
also hearing like don't cry, like tears show weakness, like don't let people see you
Right.
weak.
Hmm.
Right.
So poetry has been, I guess you could say, yeah, my tears. It's my soul thoughts.
Yeah. Deep. Profound. Love it, love it, love it. Appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Appreciate that piece. Again, just short but impactful, meaningful. Really gets all up in the crevices of the human body. Okay. So moving right along, Arson the poet wanted to talk to you a little bit more as well. You have some skills that some might not know about. As I said earlier, guitarist, you're a trained pianist. I'm sitting here. I'm trying to teach my daughter how to play piano on my own, and I don't know how to play piano, but I bought a book, and it shows so they can learn the very basics. It came with stickers for the keys, A, B, C, D, all that, and it's cool. It's fun. But so you're like extremely artistic in what you do, but you also are serious on the ground with your activism and the work that you do. Tell us a bit about the work that you do at Sahara, if you can. Tell us and why that means so much to you.
Oh, sure. One of, I guess, like whenever I make a decision to do anything, like my life motto is, what is your legacy, right? That's how I create like any kind of decision, which often leads to indecision because I'm like, oh man, but both of those legacies might be okay. But, but Sudhara is my little nonprofit baby. It's really, really just starting off the ground. I created the concept many years ago, and then I went to business school to get my MBA, and I just like kind of forgot about it for a minute. But now that I'm back in motion, I think I'm going to start putting it back in motion. But Sudhara started as a way to be an organization that creates funds so that orphans, specifically in India, can get education. Because I believe, because one of the big things that I believe is that if people have access to the right kind of education, they are less easily influenced by negative, evil people. And kids are just like, I mean, kids, come on. They are the future. They are our lights. And why would we want to dim those lights? So that's why I created Sudhara. And just like, I also am a mental health advocate and an advocate for sexual assault survivors because I am one. So, sorry, that was heavy. I should
no,
trigger warning.
That's fine. Stuff like that, is brought up on the program. That's
should have given a warning, but yeah. So I just I'm always trying to be a voice for the voiceless, and that's why I do activism. I do the activism, I guess.
All right. I'm sorry that was a part of your life story, your experience. But it's a beautiful thing being a survivor. I know that coming on the other side of life's challenges, oftentimes builds character, makes us stronger, and can propel us to do not just things for ourselves. Once we, I guess, heal ourselves, but we can heal others. We can help others. It seems to be like that's kind of what you're doing. So I think that's really awesome work. That's dope. And that's your organization that you started. Is that right?
Yes, that is the organization I started.
Yeah. Nice. Do you have siblings?
I have a younger brother. He's not really all that young. He's 30 years old, but I still call him my baby brother. It's very embarrassing to him.
Are you actually older than him?
Yeah, by 5 years. I'm 35.
Okay. But we're pretty close in age, you and I.
Nice.
Oh man! All right, dope. And where can our listeners find out more and support Sudhara?
Oh, so Sudhara has a website called sudharaorganization.org. I have an Instagram. It's not very active, but I promise you that will change. I'm creating a game plan about Sudhara as we speak / throughout the whole quarantine. I've been using it to be more productive. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I was gonna type it out, but there we go.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah. So if you guys ever want to check out sudhara.org, you can find out all the information in there.
Yes. Wonderful. Definitely something to check out, guys. That's amazing work. No doubt. Do you have yourself another piece that you can share with us right now?
Hey. Yes, I have one for you, and I'll also keep it vulnerable, except mine are obnoxiously long, so just like cut me off if I'm like taking up too much time. Okay. But this one is called Dear Insecure Girl.
Okay.
Dear insecure girl, do not give up. Do not allow the voices of your thoughts to clip your wings. Always soar. Like the butterflies in your dreams, you are magic. And like the fairies of your fantasies, fly. Follow your dreams because dreams are just goals that seem distant. Because you are worthy of hearing your heartbeat. Because you are entitled to achieve all feats. Pursue your heart. You hold in it art because you are loved, and that's what is needed most. Leap without looking back because you are supported. Candles of hope light the floor as you soar. So open your wings like an eagle. Let the wind guide you as you reach your destination. Smile with joy because your light has not dimmed. Glow like a freshly lit candle because your warmth can light oh my god, if I can talk. Glow like a freshly lit candle because your warmth can light fires within you and within others. You feel alone. You feel alone. But you're not alone. That's the truth. Time to make your expectations your realities and your realities extinct. I know you don't feel understood. I know you feel singled out. I know you feel inadequate. Why? Why? All sadness and pain is not created equal, but that doesn't mean that no one can understand what you're going through. You're afraid to fail, but why? Aren't obstacles what build you? So, no, don't cry. And if you must, let it be only to cleanse your mind. Life is with you. Rise from the ashes of your soul and allow yourself to move like an eagle, enchanting, majestically, gliding, soaring at ease. Love yourself first. Then you will find the love from others you so desperately crave. What is the point of having everyone love you when you can't love yourself? That kind of practice will always leave you incomplete, and you are worthy of feeling whole. And most importantly, know that you are not alone in feeling how you are, but you alone can make yourself come out of it feeling better. So, my dear insecure girl, love yourself because you're beautiful as you are. No one's opinion of you is more important than your own. And know that I am just another insecure girl reminding you of the things I should recognize as my own strengths too. That's a piece.
That's that piece. That's so beautiful. Wow, so heartfelt. Did you write that for somebody or just all the insecure girls?
Me. I wrote that for me.
I wrote that for you, man. It's so beautiful because you actually mentioned like something about can't love yourself. You mentioned that in the poem. It made me think about the importance of self-love and self-care and just to think you wrote that piece for yourself. But man, that just like speaks to, I think that's something a lot of insecure girls can relate to. And just insecure people. Man, I liked it.
Mainly for 16-year-old me. 16-year-old me did not love herself at all. So
okay, what was the biggest block to her loving herself at that time?
I don't know. And to be honest, like if I keep it really, really like no cap, I'm still in the process of figuring out how to love myself. Although I do love myself a lot more than I used to when I was 16, because I think at that time I was so focused on wanting to please everyone else that I didn't know who I was. And now that I have more of a secure sense of self, I'm able to love myself a little bit more.
That's wonderful. That growth is so necessary for survival and quality of life. You know, a lot of people sometimes find out very late in life how to see themselves and therefore love themselves. So I'm just curious. I know, you know, in the context of where we live, I know you're from East Brunswick. I don't know if you're exactly born in East Brunswick and like raised there, or if you were in India and you came here. But I think about like in the context of dominant cultures and racism, did that play a role at all for you in your teens when it came to sort of not exactly embracing all of what you saw in the mirror?
I mean, well, first off, I was well. I mean, to well, what? Let me try that again. I just like buffered. That was crazy. I was gonna say I was born and raised in East Brunswick, and this
Okay.
area is mostly like Jewish Jewish
Okay.
populated.
Okay.
However, I will say that perhaps I was blind to it, but I don't believe that I faced that much racism towards myself growing
Okay.
up. But
Okay.
I did have a lot of there was a lot of focus within my family, and I
Okay.
think that's like I think most Indian families can agree that there's a lot of what will people say as a question that like gets drained
Expectations.
into
Mm-hmm.
exactly, and it gets drained into your head like as you're a child. So
Mm-hmm.
then that what will people say stays with you, and then you like forget that
Mm-hmm.
who cares what people say when I don't even know what to say, you know?
Mm-hmm. I think it's nice again to reach that point in your life where you can put all those pieces of the puzzle together. It's funny because the quote for tonight was going to be I was going to save it for later, but it's perfect for right now. I am Kim B. Miller.
Oh,
She
I love her. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
she's amazing queen. She came on the program along with Gemini, who's actually in the chat tonight. What's up,
What up,
Gemini?
Gemini? What's up?
Salute, Gemini. Twin sight. Um, Extremely dope brother. And so Kim came on the program. But this quote she said recently, and I just think it kind of speaks to what you said. She said, "Some of you keep getting cut by keep blaming yourselves for being cut by broken people." This is
Mm.
haiku.
Snaps for
Wow.
that one. Many
Right.
snaps.
Yeah.
Damn, true. It's so true.
Yeah.
Bars, as they would bars.
Yeah, super
Yes,
bars.
indeed. So yeah, growth is a beautiful thing. And in this case, some of that stuff when we churn it in our life story, we produce again just like beautiful poetry, things that heal us and can help and uplift others, and
Mhm.
that's what it's about. That's what it is about. All right, so there we have it. Thank you, ladies, for sharing a little bit more in terms of your poetry, a little bit more about your story. So anyone that is listening can check you guys out and just see what you have going on. We're gonna get into that a little bit later as well. If you guys have some stuff that you want to share, you let the folks know. But at this time, thank you everyone for listening in. This is the Pod Poets Lounge. It's trivia, it's poetics, and baga vibes. So just get cozy. I'm here with Arsen the Poet and Aim Zane in the lounge. So let's get into our next round. Are you guys ready for some more Pod Poets trivia?
Woo.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm ready. Doesn't mean we'll win.
All right, let's pick it up. Let's pick up the spirits. Here we go. Here we go. We'll start off with Arsen the Poet category for us, please.
I will take the stuff folder, please. If there's any more. Like,
Yes, there is some more stuff over there. So let's grab it for you. Okay. Okay, so this one, yeah, you're going to have to finish the line. Credit cards, master charge, legacies of wills. Now finish the line. Is it A, real estate, stocks and bonds, and coupon paper bills? Or B, real estate, bonds and stocks, no more $2 bills? Or C, people asleep and continue to sleep still? Or D, turn it over and you can see the back of the dollar bill?
Mm.
What line finishes this? Credit cards, master charge, legacies of wills. And then is it A, B, C, or D?
Oh,
You
I'm
guys
thinking
can see.
A.
oh, cool. I was gonna say my heart is saying D, but that might be wrong because everyone else is saying A. Oh my god! All right, so ah shit. Okay. I'm gonna go with A.
Okay, we've got A across the board. All right. Nicely done. Yes, ladies, that is correct.
Oh, okay.
Real
Yeah.
estate,
Go with you
stocks and
too.
bonds, coupon, paper bills, legacy. This is yeah, from the last poets. Dope, legendary poets there, activists. Okay, Aim Zane, category for you, please.
Let's see. I'll do. Let's go back to Deaf Poetry Jam. I'll do that.
Okay, you've got it. Hmm. Okay. Ursula Rucker performed a poem called "Get Ready" in episode number 2. Man, I don't have the season here. I'll double check this to see what season that was for anyone who fact checks the Pod Poets Lounge. I know y'all out there. Um, so what you're gonna do is finish this line for me, and it's quote: "See, I fight the good fight. That's how I stay alive. Keep mind and eyes on the prize." And then is it A, life is hard, but it's all how you live it? Or B, don't be a hard rock when you really are a gem? Or is it C, pussy and thighs, close to players and soft suckers? Or D, first high in the sky, my pride can't die?
I'm gonna go D. That's just it. Just flows a little better for me.
Okay.
Mm. B is definitely Lauren Hill, so I'm gonna cancel B.
You caught that.
Oh.
I don't know. D. Okay, I'll go with D too.
Okay. Both went with first high. First high in the sky, my pride can't die. Unfortunately, not. This was not the answer for this one. This was actually C. It was actually
damn
C.
it!
I should
Yeah.
have picked that.
The most vulgar, inappropriate
Ah.
answer. Yes,
I should
that
have
one was
done
C.
that.
Shows,
Mm.
yeah, they went in. Okay.
I love it. That's how it should be.
Arsene, you are up. Category.
I'm just gonna stick to stuff folder forever.
All right. What else do we have? We have Blue Note Records is the label that co-founder of Def Poetry Jam, Danny Simmons, used to release his CD of spoken word, accompanied by what instrument? Was it a hip hop violinist? Was it a classical pianist? Was it C, jazz bassist, or D, modern sounds of Major Lazer?
I think it was C.
Clarity's thinking A. And our sensei C. Okay.
I'm gonna have to go with A too.
And you're going with A as well. Well, this one is C. C is the correct answer. Nicely done. All right. Okay. Aim Zane, you're up.
Okay. I'll do. Is it Amiri Baraka?
Okay, Amiri Baraka. Let's go. Also from New Jersey. All right. Finish this quote. God has been replaced as he has all over the West. And then is it A, by favors and AKs, or B, with respectability and air conditioning, or C, policies of injustice, or D, North and South?
Is it B?
You're going with B, okay?
Yeah, that's I'm gonna go with B as well.
You're gonna go B as well. All right, sticking together. It worked out for you. This one, this one was B. Okay.
I've definitely heard that line before.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know why, when, but
you are actually up, Arsene the Poet. What category for you?
I know this is going to be very shocking, but stuff folder.
All right. Here we go. Your question is, Mrs. Midas is a poem taken from the famous story about a king who had, is it A, the largest fleet of wagons imperialistic money could buy, or B, who managed several smaller kingdoms before breaking through the red line, or C, what some would call a golden touch, or D, a slightly larger right foot?
Oh,
Let's
100%
see.
C.
See,
Yep.
yeah.
Hmm.
You guys are thinking
Hmm.
C. Are you familiar with this story?
King Midas. Hmm.
King
Yeah.
Midas?
The
Okay, you are. I feel like this was an easy one. It might be, yeah. It was. I'm gonna
yeah, that
just
was
say it.
easy.
Yeah.
That was easy.
All right, Aim Zane, go ahead. You are up. What category for you?
um, I'll do Deaf Poetry Jam.
Okay, you got it. All right, let's do this one. So, this is a quote. Everywhere I go, I see cute people with ugly people. Is from the poem "Dating Myself," performed on Deaf Poetry Jam by who? Is it A, Lemon, B, Prince, C, Barry Gordy, or D, Poetry?
Also, my Tinder profile line. I'm just kidding. I'm like, but let me see.
I'm gonna go with A.
I'm gonna go with D. I
Okay,
think
we've
that's
got
right. That's probably wrong.
DNA. Well, Arson the Poet, you got that one correct.
Hey,
Nicely done.
Nice.
The
sorry, I'm loud.
audacity. No, that's fine. That's fine. I wish you were louder. Um, Indeed, God's ink. Yes, it's kind of mean to just say you see cute people with ugly people.
Yo, Ink, what up?
Hey.
Hold me in the building. Yes. That's the vibes at the Pod Poets Lounge. And so, you know what? This is a good time, actually, with the brother God's Ink in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, he is the creator of the Ink magazine, that wonderful digital publication for all things spoken word. It comes out every month, and the new issue for January will be out very soon. Actually, this year is going to be their anniversary, so there's some exciting things happening. The issue will be released on the 20th. There for the issue, I believe it's the March, if I'm not mistaken, March issue. They're gonna do a cover contest, and you know what? Why don't I have him tell us about it?
Come here.
Yeah.
Right quick, I'll tell you something. So, the 1 year anniversary of the Ink magazine is coming up this March. And to celebrate, we are going to have a contest. And the winner of that contest will be the feature for that March issue. All right. And this is the contest. Submit a 1 minute poem. It cannot be over a minute, under a minute, or 1 minute on the dot. Submit that to info@theinkmag.com. That poem will be posted to our Instagram page for 3 days and then removed. We will have entries twice a week for 11 weeks straight. Whoever has the most votes at the end of those 11 weeks will be our feature poet for March. The contest starts on 1/11/21. That's this Monday. That's January 11th. I don't know when you're listening, if you whatever. January 11th is when the contest starts. We will only take the first 21 contestants. So you have up until the end of the contest. If we don't get to 21 by the end of the contest, then it won't be no cutoff. But that's the cutoff if we get to it. Um, so it's first come, first served. Again, the rules. It has to be under a minute, 1 minute or under. The entries must be recorded. Like, don't send us nothing on paper. We not reading it. We not reading it. It has to be recorded. You reading it or performing it somewhere. Um, you must have professional photos or professional looking photos to be considered. And then also, you can't be a previous feature. Like if it was already featured once, you can't submit your work to this contest. Sorry, you had to shine. Let somebody else shine. So those are the rules for the cover contest in March. Like I said, you guys can submit your videos from now until until our limit is reached. And yeah, now I'm gonna slide out your way so y'all can go back to your regular scheduled program.
Yes.
All right.
The
Brother,
brother
do you
God's
have
Ink.
another piece that you can share with us? Maybe
Okay.
like a part of it?
Yeah, so Podbean, I don't know why you do this to me, Podbean. I'm gonna start putting you on blast now. You need to give
Rude.
folks a way to prevent these auto roll into other audio clips. Um, but that's something I'll deal with y'all offline. I'll deal with you on another time, Podbean. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The Ink magazine will be having a contest for their March issue. So if you want to be on the cover, you can. You can compete. You just got to follow those rules. So go ahead and visit the Ink magazine on Instagram and check them out for more details. You can also listen to the Words I Never Said podcast hosted by the Brother God's Ink spoken word to learn more. So yes, you can inbox on IG as well and send over the emails to info@theinkmag.com. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, sir. Appreciate it. All right. Ladies, we're going to get right back into it. You're most welcome. Let's get a few more questions in, and then hopefully, some more time to share a little bit more poetry. Let's start our next category off with Zane. What
Okay.
category for you?
Is IG Poet one? Right?
IG Poet is. Yes, it is.
Okay, I'll do one from there.
Okay, you got it. Mixing it up. All right. Which poet said this? Quote, never allow your legs to forget their place in God. Was it
Ooh, that's a
A,
line.
underscore Mary Bauman? Was it B, Tonio Speaks? Was it C, Talam Acey? Or is it D, Emily Dickinson?
Oh, I'm gonna go.
Clarity thinks it's C, Talam Acey.
I think I'm gonna agree with Clarity on this one.
Okay, thinking C as well.
B. I don't know.
Tonio Speaks. Okay.
Yeah.
This one is actually A, Mary Bauman.
Oh.
This is a good line. It's
Yeah.
a good bar.
It really is.
That was
Okay.
strong.
That's how poets get down. Okay, Arsene, category for you, please.
I know. I think I'm gonna I'm gonna stick with IG Poets. I changed it this time.
Okay. It's a nice category. All right, here we go. One of the things I like about this is a lot of times the listeners they hear the name in the questions. A lot of IG poets stop by and show love and support for the show. It's one big poetry family, ain't it? All right. Let's see. Here is your question. Finish this line. That black man, 10 toes in the sand, head to the sky. And then is it A, eyes facing the coming, head on, headstrong? Or B, high like the stars miles away, shine, brother? Or is it C, praying to the divine for strength? Shh. Or is it D, 10 fingers grip my thigh? What is this? Finish this line from Poet Khan. That black man, 10 toes in the sand. Her delivery was nice too. It was smooth. What are your thoughts?
I'm gonna say this. I apologize if I'm actually killing the poem by going with this choice, but I'm going with D. 10
D?
fingers grip my thigh. Yeah, what is it?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm between B and D. I want to say B, but then it could be D. I'm gonna go with B.
B as well. Okay. High like the stars miles away, shine, brother. So this is actually A. This one.
Wow.
Yeah, that black man, 10 toes in the sand, head to the sky, eyes facing the coming, head on, headstrong. Poet Khan. Drop that one on us. Yes. Okay. Next is Zane. Category for you, please.
I'll go with if there's stuff left in the stuff folder.
Yep, there is. There's usually stuff. So this is actually one of the categories that repeats a lot on the show. Here we go. Which is not a show from the Black Love Poetry Series Network? Is it A, Sisters on Fire? Is it B, The Flame Within? Is it C, Your Oral Diction? Or is it D, Pick a Poet Showcase? Which is not a show from the Black Love Poetry Series Network?
Oh,
They were
shoot.
actually on the program as well, episode number 8.
I'm gonna go with B, as in like boy. B as a boy.
Okay. You do not
think
think that The Flame Within was there. Okay. And what do you think, Arsene the Poet?
I think I'm gonna go with D, as in dog.
Pick a Poet Showcase. Okay. This one is actually Sisters on Fire.
Ah,
Was the
darn.
show that was not there. Yes, Sisters on Fire is sort of like a stage play created by a good friend of mine from many, many years back, Marcia McNair. All right. Arsene, you are up. Category for you, please.
I think I'll go with Instagram poets, please.
You got it. Let's see. Oh, this is a true or false one. I don't know how much you study hashtags and things of that nature, but I do. True or false? The hashtag dope spit has less than 12 posts from at the Pod Poets Lounge. So how many posts do you think we've created with that tag, in other words?
Ooh.
Less than 12 posts.
I'm gonna
Clarity.
say false.
Yeah, false.
Oh, sorry, I cut you off completely. I'm
No.
so sorry.
That's fine. So false for both of you?
Yes.
False for both? Yes. Okay. Correct you are.
Yay.
Correct you are. Well done. Okay. Aim Zane?
I'll go with IG poets. Like, stay on that category.
All right, you got it. This one. Yeah, Clarity knew that one too. That was false. There's quite a bit. There's like about 50 at least posts on the dope spit. So here we go. Your question. Who was featured on the January 8th, 2021 Blood Brothers Conversations Zoom show? Was it A, Miss Poetic Soul? Was it B, Black Chakra? Was it C, Steffortlessly? Or was it D, Miss Mary Mack?
Oh, I've seen so many flyers for this.
Yeah, was it Steph? I think it was Steph.
I'm gonna go with B, Black Shock. I don't remember. I honestly, I could see their faces, but I can't like. I'm gonna take a B.
I'm between B and C.
Okay.
Oh, mother. I'm gonna go with C.
You're gonna go with C. Okay. Steffortlessly is correct.
Yay.
Yes.
She's a dope poet, by the way. I know.
She
I know
is.
her.
Phenomenal poet, businesswoman. Yeah, she was actually on the program as well, alongside Mama Mist and Colin G. Smith. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in, you can always listen to any of these shows. They're available on Podbean and also available for streaming wherever you vibe for podcasts. You can listen to those shows as well. Great guests, absolutely great guests that came on the program. And yeah, Steffortlessly was part of that show January 8th, 2021. Getting work early in the new year. She was getting work early in the new year, and that's what it's about, putting yourself out there. Okay. Let's see. All right, Arsene the Poet, what category for you?
I'm gonna go back to my safety, which is the stuff folder, please.
All right, you got it. One more question in there, and then we'll tally up and see where we're at. Just do a little spot check. So the question is, audience members watch a production of what play in Shakespeare's Globe Theatre in the South Bank of the River Thames on July 16th of 2013 in London, England? Which play did they watch? Which of his plays? Was it A, On the Run Tour? Was it B, Othello? Was it C, A Midsummer Night's Dream? Or was it D, Watch the Throne?
I did not know Beyonce and Jay-Z also performed there.
I was like, okay, it's definitely B or C.
Yeah, it's definitely B or C. I think I'm gonna go with C.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's,
You as well?
yeah, I'm gonna go with
Same
C.
thing? All right. C for both. Once again, ladies sticking together. It's doing you well. It's doing you well.
Yeah.
That is
Nice, nice.
correct. Well done. Okay. All right. All right. So let's squeeze in. Let's squeeze in one more question. Aim Zane, pick a category for us, please. Let's get one more in there.
Let's go deaf poetry.
Deaf poetry. Okay. All right. So this world famous artist appeared on Def Poetry Jam and performed a poem. And during the poem, he does a backflip. Who was this artist? Was it A, Wyclef Jean? Was it B, Akon? Was it C, a member from the Black Eyed Peas? Or was it D, Prince?
I think I'm gonna go with A. That's probably wrong, but I'm gonna go with A. Wild guess.
Yeah.
In the
I'm gonna
chat, we're
go
thinking
with,
it's C. Okay. But
yeah.
Arsene said A.
I'm gonna go with C too because I know it's not B or D.
So this actually was Wyclef Jean.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he did
Wait,
do a
A, right?
backflip. A, yep. A is
Okay, cool.
correct.
Because
Yes,
there's also
nicely
Wyclef
done.
Jean, so I was like, cool.
Well done. Well done, ladies. Okay. And so right now, let's see. Tallying up. So it's a pretty close game. From behind, Arsene the Poet has come forward to the lead, currently leading with 10 points. And closely behind is Aim Zane with 8 points. Ladies, how you feeling?
Dang.
Yeah.
What?
All right.
That's awesome, though. We're killing it.
I know.
Dang.
I'm surprised I got 8 points. To be honest.
Yeah, I didn't think I would know anything.
Silly. All right, crowd, how are y'all feeling out there? Good? Yeah? Well, you sound like you're feeling good. You're feeling great. That's what's up. All right, so it's time to learn even more about these amazing souls, these wonderful ladies chilling at the PodPoets Lounge. I had some more questions for you. I guess this is a general question. I guess you can answer first, Arsene. I guess in one word, if you could, it's just telling of me to just ask you to figure something out. One word, right? Just like a poet. Okay, but in one word, what has the last 12 months taught you?
Metamorphosis.
Okay. And same question for you, Aim Zane.
I would have to go with elevation.
Okay. I like it. I have some questions that I want to ask you, ladies, sort of like rapid questions. You can answer as quickly as possible. So elevation and metamorphosis are closely related in my mind. So I'm going to ask you, ladies, just a few sentences to explain what do you mean by elevation, and then what do you mean by metamorphosis?
Well, with elevation, just spiritually,
Okay.
I felt like I've just elevated kind of to a different level where I'm now understanding
Okay.
more about myself and the energy
Yes.
around me, the energy that I attract, and just kind of learning and just I feel like my senses have been elevated to a
Okay.
different level than it was prior to the last 12 months.
Okay. Got you. All right. Appreciate it. All right. And Arsene, when you say metamorphosis, I have my own idea of what you might mean, but tell us.
Yeah, I said metamorphosis because I definitely thought about like a cocoon to butterfly type of situation. In that, like I was saying, I struggle less, I guess, with like loving myself and like finding my purpose. And because I just started sharing my poetry in March, and I really truly believe that sharing it is my purpose, and I feel a lot more complete, and therefore metamorphosis.
Okay. Got you. Thank you very much. Beautifully said. I wanted to again ask these rapid fire questions where you can answer as quickly as you can. And I'll start with you, Arsene, the poet. First question is, why do you write?
Oh God, that's a very loaded question. Because
Yeah.
I'm gonna, as long as my pieces are, this will probably be a longer answer. But I'll tell you,
Yeah.
I
Talk.
started writing. I started writing because I didn't know how to express my feelings
Okay.
out loud.
Okay.
So I will say that I write to give myself a voice, and I also write to give
Okay.
others a voice.
I like that. I like that. So self-reflective. I like that. I've never gotten that answer before. Thank you. Okay. What's been your biggest challenge in life?
Oh my God. I mean, see, it's like the thing with challenge is I love challenges, especially in
Okay.
life, because I think that that's what gives you the armor to get strong. So for
Okay.
me, I saying life challenge, it's kind of hard.
Okay.
I
Okay.
guess I would say, I don't know what I would
I mean,
say.
without me trying to tell your story, when you were when you, what you spoke to earlier, being
hmm
16 and the
hmm
challenges you dealt with there, um, would you consider that definitely one of the top three, top five, even periods where you felt real challenge in life?
Um, Actually, no. I would say that 5 years ago was
Mm-hmm.
probably the biggest. I think I reached my ultimate low because I was diagnosed with PTSD as a result of my traumatic experience, which I had
Mm-hmm.
explained earlier. So
Mm-hmm.
that was my all-time low, and
Okay.
That's what probably changed my view on like I went from why is this always happening to me to being
Mm-hmm.
like I'm so thankful this is happening to me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
It's a
I
powerful
think that would be
transformation to
it.
go through.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was awesome. It was releasing.
Mm-hmm. All right. Question is, do you have a favorite poem of your own?
I had a favorite poem, but the poem has now been replaced by a newer poem.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
What's it? Just
hashtag canceled. Um,
share the title. Can you share the title?
sure, it's called A Wing Woman's Guide to Pretty Girls.
That sounds so nice. Say it again for me.
A Wing Woman's Guide to Pretty Girls.
Mm. Honestly, I want to read that. I want to read that. Like that title alone's got me wanting to read that.
It's
Um,
fun. I love it.
what? Hey, let me ask you. Let me ask you this. What is your process for coming up with titles for your pieces?
um, that's also changed. Oh, I should actually probably mention this, but I have a book coming out soon. Um,
Yeah, you
and
should probably mention this.
I, for, I may have forgotten to mention that. Um, but so in that book writing process, like things
Hmm.
have changed. Like before, I would write a title because I'd be like, oh, this could be a line, and that would it
Hmm.
would inevitably become the title because I would just go
Okay.
off on my own brain vomit.
Hmm.
Everything I write is brain vomit, but
Okay.
but now I write my pieces first, and then whatever sticks out to me as the message of the piece becomes the title.
Okay. Okay. Brain vomit. How does brain vomit become so artistic and healing? Like, I guess it's possible. All right. I have one more
That's the
question.
weirdness in me.
That's the that's the beauty, man. Hey, I got another rapid fire question for you. Um,
Sure.
so what's one of your favorite ways to relax before, after, and during writing?
Wine and dogs.
Ah, okay. And that's all three. That's all three times and space.
That's
That
right.
sounds nice. That's nice. All right. That's what's up. Please, if you could, share something else with us. Do you have another poem?
Sure. You know what? I'm gonna share a wing women's guide to pretty girls with you.
What? Ah, hold on a second. Hey. You see, if you're paying attention in the chat, I'm not the only one that like the sound of that. All right, y'all really calm down. Yes, thank you. I'm excited too, but not that excited. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So
This comes with a warning. I'm about to sing, and I have a very crackly voice right now, so I apologize ahead of time.
All goody, all goody.
A wing woman's guide to pretty girls.
Mm.
You see my face on your feed, double tap it with greed, one-eyed vision like Fetty Wap, sliding into my DMs with that baby, won't you come my way? I'm sorry. Who are you? And what do you know about me? Rejected. Turning to your bro saying, I'll never chase no hoes. Interesting that your dick pic didn't work. Side note, why do people do that? When has sending a picture of something that looks like a deep sea underwater creature out of context ever been impressive or sexy? Are you going around public trying to pick up women by unzipping your pants? Oh, wait, what's that? You don't even make eye contact in person with women? Oh, how utterly predictable. I come here with a proposition. Pretty girls aren't here for your objectification. Substance gets dismissed with a spot on highlight? Appreciate her content to achieve responses of content. Tell her booty is nice, but her thoughts show her beauty. Tell her eyes are beautiful to gaze into, so you can get a snapshot of her soul. 100 likes on a selfie and 6 likes on a post for a passion project can make any person start to feel like an object, despite their desire or need to create a message. So they succumb to the pressures of needing clout, validation, if you will, because who isn't the slightest bit insecure? And do what is most popular. But first, let me take a selfie, bitch. The issue is that person then becomes a subject, right? Shamed by people for putting up too many selfies, somehow provoking others to modify themselves to look like them, when all they really want to do is be themselves. So, if you create scandal just by living, the guilt can eat you alive. And that feeling of wanting to do what you want, but also not wanting to offend, is a matter to which I object. Why should she have to be afraid to be who she is just because the subject in the mirror is more attractive in her stature? And that's the predicate of this statement. Why are there so many limitations on how people have to be? There's even limitations on our genetics, bruh. And maybe to you in person, well, you're actually not in person, maybe. Oh, okay. Well, and on the phone. And maybe to you on the phone, I am not who you imagine to be a pretty girl. Go on my Instagram and see how a little clarendon brings more clarity onto your bewilderment. It will answer why I feel the right to speak on behalf of the pretty girl. Even being the simpleton I am, people would rather make friendships with my duck face than friendships with my verses. How can there be a connection between you and I when you have no ability to connect to me, since beyond the surface you do not see? So go ahead and do a little deep seeing before you slide into that DM with your deep sea creature and see how smoothly those waves move. Take notes and thank me later.
That's that. Peace. That was exceptional, man. I love that piece.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed it thoroughly. I like it. Oh man, Ainsley, what did you think?
Yes, I love that. That's what was in the comments. I loved it so much. That's accurate.
Yeah, that's
it was so good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you say that's your new favorite piece?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
I can see why. It's nice. It's nice. I also really enjoyed your delivery. I like how you switched it up. I like that I was able to laugh in the piece as well as just like get right back in my seat and listen to the reality. Some real stuff you're saying in that piece. Loved it. All they want is to be themselves. Powerful lines. Why are there so many limitations on how people need to be? Powerful stuff. Appreciate that. Thank you, Arsene the poet.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. It is my pleasure. And Aim Zane, I have some rapid questions for you as well. Okay. I know you've been patiently waiting. Here they are. All right. So you can answer as quickly as you can. Firstly, tell us, what is your earliest memory of either writing poetry or performing poetry?
Writing poetry, definitely, I would say probably high school is when I wrote poetry. I didn't
Okay.
start performing until recently because I'm still working on the performance and getting confident and speaking
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
It'll come. Okay. High school, you said, right?
yeah, I used to write short stories growing up, but like actually writing poetry was definitely high school.
Freshman year, senior year.
It was about between freshman and sophomore year, around that
Okay.
time.
Okay. What was the trigger, if you can recall? Was it your surroundings? What kind of got you like started? Would you say?
Yeah, so like I said, well, growing up just writing short stories and reading kind of like it was like a mental escape for me. But actually doing poetry came from I was bullied all through middle school.
Mm,
And the high school I
okay.
went to, a lot of my bullies kind of travel with me.
Okay. That's
So
rough.
from there, yeah, definitely. So I kind of had to learn how to um, kind of protect myself mentally,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
poetry kind of helped me with that.
Okay. Gotcha. Um, it's so interesting, man. Poetry is all the poets that come on this platform and talk to me. I can't tell you how much of them start writing because of some kind of trauma, um,
Mm.
and found healing in doing so. Um, okay, so my next question was going to be, why do you write? But gosh darn it, you kind of just told me. Okay, can you tell me what's been, if you have this, what's been your biggest challenge in life?
My biggest challenge in life is overcoming what I used to call myself shy, and now I'm kind of getting out of that because I feel like if I choose that term, I'm kind of accepting it, and I'm not shy, just kind of to myself. But confidence has been my biggest challenge throughout life. Like I'm still constantly
Okay.
fighting, you know,
Hmm.
trying to become more confident in my voice. So that's my
Hmm.
biggest challenge.
Okay, and certainly, bullies don't make it any easier. Um,
Exactly.
okay. So, in that evolution, I want to ask you this. What do you think, now that you are becoming more confident and you're coming in contact with other poets, you're hearing other types of poetry, you've been writing, you've been in the world of literature. Um, what do you think most poets have? And this might be a hard question. What do you think most poets have in common?
I think most poets have in common. Let's see. It's kind of hard. Yeah, it's kind of hard to answer, but I think we want to be heard. I think
Mm-hmm.
all poets want to be heard, whether they're like super outgoing and even when they're not writing poetry, they're heard. I think it is something about poetry
Yes.
where no matter how confident or non-confident you are, there's something deep inside of you that you want to share with people.
Okay. Okay. Got you. That's kind of how, when I thought about the question, some of these questions I answered for myself, but definitely I was thinking that as well. I don't know if all poets are strong emotionally, or sort of embrace their emotional side more so than people who are non-poets. It's Maybe we could do some research in the lab. I don't know.
Conduct a
Some
survey and see.
something I think about for sure. All right, so let me ask you this: are you very self-critical of your own poetry, or is it more like once you write it, it's done?
Once I write it, it's done, but I'm still critical of it. I don't like to
Okay.
go back and like edit and change up because, like I said, when I write something, it's how I'm feeling in that moment, and I like to keep true to those
Yes.
emotions. But
Yes.
I'm still very
Okay.
critical because I'll reread it and be like, oh, maybe I should write something else, or maybe I won't post this one or something like that. Even though I kind of got it out, expressed it, I still probably won't post it because I'm still super critical. But I
Mhm,
hate editing and going back and like changing words, and I don't know.
mhm.
I'm super weird like that.
No, I really understand you. And sometimes my problem is starting to write a piece. I'll be a few lines in, and start editing? Do you like that? Happens to me sometimes where I'll start editing as I'm writing. Where personally, I think what I should be doing is just writing and
Mm-hmm.
kind of letting things flow, and then can always go back, touch here, do this, do that. But okay. Uh, one last question for you, and this kind of speaks to this too, because I'm curious when it actually does come to your writing. How do you get comfortable so that a piece, so that you just well, so because you say, you said it's when the emotion is strong. That's often when you channel it.
Mm-hmm.
My question was going to be, how do you kind of relax, or how do you get in the space to, I guess, produce your best work, to write your best stuff?
I'll,
If that could,
yeah.
if that's still possible to ask, or is it kind of already
No,
answered
that's because
in a way?
sometimes I like when I write my central pieces. Something like I don't have
Yeah.
to, I don't either a drain that I'm smoking on. It helps me.
Mhm.
I really,
Okay.
that really gets my juices. Honestly, I
Okay.
helps me write, relax and write a nice sativa.
Got you. Okay, I can dig it. Do you have another piece that you can share with us?
Yes, I do. I have it's more of a sensual piece, but it's called
Okay.
Drug Addiction, and it's probably
Okay.
one of my favorite pieces.
All right, give it to us.
Okay. Your sex is a drug. I say this because I need you. Every breath I take contains a thought of you. Physically, I become unhinged when I can't feel your body on mine. When your touch is a distant memory, I sweat, shake, and tremor, I feel sick. I'm not dependent, but addicted. Fully uncontrollable compulsive need to taste your skin. Earthy, like shrooms, your sex takes me on a trip. When I place my lips on your dick and drink your pleasure, lace and psilocybin, I feel that 5-hydroxytryptamine fill my brain, and I start to hallucinate bright colors surrounding our physical. As we float onto a spiritual plane high above the rest, my mind is cleared, body heavy from inhaling our scents rolled together, lit from the heat steaming between us. My own personal cannabis. Baby, you got me elevated. Overjoyed, I need you. You enhance my creativity. As your lips trace my lower lips and your tongue eases between, I fly high. My sense is sensitive from your touch. With your lips' hands all over me like ecstasy, I feel everything you give me 10 times as intense. Heightened sensation from the inside out. Skin tingling when you enter between my thighs. Jaw clenching as the dose increases. My eyes dilate. Energy boosts. I feel a warm spread from the crown to the root. I am well taken care of when I have my drug. No withdrawals when I feel you inside me, stroking my walls, injecting dope power in that dopamine in my brain that send contractions below. Grabbing
Okay.
hold of you because I never want to let go. Never want to be without your sex because it's my drug. And that's that piece.
Okay. It is. It is that piece. Okay.
Thank you.
Spicy.
Oh, lovely. Mmm. Thank you. Delightful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good. What are they doing on TikTok now? Good. But they lick their fingers, whatever they doing. But that was fire. That was fire. Loved it. Man. You know something? I know you're just starting out in
Mm.
this genre, but I gotta say, man, you got skills. You got skills
Mhm.
in that space. Definitely.
Oh,
Thank you for that. Okay. Yes. Yes. Poetry, poetry, flowing, flowing. Ladies, thank you guys so very much. We are about to get into the final round of trivia. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes?
Let's
Yes?
do
Ready?
yes.
All right, so let's go. Let's get over there and see. All right, so this round now is going to be a little bit different. So we're going to do, hey, welcome, Tasha. Peace, peace. Thank you for joining us. This round's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to ask you guys these questions, but they'll be individual questions. So
Okay.
no group questions where you can take Arson's answers, and she can't take your answers. Yeah, none of that
Damn.
funny stuff. All right, here we go. Okay, so let's start off with Aim Zane with the category, please.
I'll go with IG poets.
Okay, you got it. So we want to know what's the handle of the poet who gave us this quote. It was quote, always do what's right for you and trust you always. Did this come from A, the artist Anubis? And again, this is just for Aim Zane. Or did this come from Mr. Ambition? Or did it come from K Speaks Life? Or D, Creative Minds?
I'm gonna just go with B, Mr. Ambition. I have no idea, but I'm just go with that.
You are correct. Well done. Nice way to start off the third round. Okay. Arsene the Poet, you are up. What category for you, my dear?
I'm gonna stick to the stuff folder. Is that
Stuff
what it is?
folder?
Yeah, stuff folder. Sorry.
No problem. I got you. Let's go. Okay. Let's do this. We actually mentioned this poet. She's in one of the choices here earlier. And this is just for you, Arsene. Your question is, who was the first poet to perform on the Mama Missed IGTV open mic in June of last year on the 21st? Was it A, at Double Image, Mike, aka Fred, who was a performer here as well, I guess? Or was it B, Steffortlessly? Was it C, Furious Van Glorious? Or was it D, Prentice Powell?
Damn, I'm so gonna be wrong about this, but I think I'm gonna go with A.
Okay.
Double Image, Mike and Fred.
Very good guess. You are correct. Your good friend has done you good. Yes, he was the first performer. Dope performer.
Yeah.
Yeah. His work is fire. All right, Aim Zane, you are up. Category for you, please.
I'm gonna go with. Is there the stuff folder?
Yep, we still have more stuff. True or false? This one. James Baldwin and Marlon Riggs are alike in that they are both Black filmmakers. Is this true or false?
I have no idea. I don't know these people. It's so bad. I'm gonna say false. I feel like James Baldwin was an author, but I could be so wrong.
Gonna stick with false?
Yeah.
Way to go. You are correct. That is the thinking behind it. Yes, is that he's not actually a filmmaker, James Baldwin, right? Playwright, author, activist, all that. But yep. Okay. Well done. Wow, ladies, it's a very, very close game. Okay. We're at 10 points for Aim Zane at the moment. And I've got 11 points for Arsene the Poet.
Whoa, it's close.
It's very, very close. I definitely want to celebrate this, brother. So I'm gonna do one more category. All right, since it's really, really close. And I'll play a piece from Amiri Baraka. All right, we're going to go into his category. And I'm going to play this piece. Then we just the questions that'll follow will be based on the piece that I play.
Okay.
All right, let me turn down the background so we can put our listening hats. Was it listening ears? Can you put a listen? You can't put no listening hat on.
Yeah,
All
why
right.
not?
Make it happen. Okay. You ladies ready?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Here we go. Amiri Baraka. And the poem is called Money. Here he is. Loading, buffering. There we go.
Profits. I heard something about money. One of those poems. Profits become prophets. Reveals religion give way to capitalism. Obscene rich motherfuckers who fuck up the world for money. Who took slaves and enslaved Africa for money. They have no God but money. Education is to make money. Books and cars made first for money. No book publishing or movie making except for money. They have killed and lied and raped and repressed, enslaved and butchered, disinformated and had niggas castrated for money. Lynched and destroyed, opposed beauty and evolution, focus of a revolution for money. They threaten to kill us, everything for money. They fuck up the water, kill fish and birds, radioactively annihilate public and secret millions for money. They have no God, no perceived good, but money. Sin is poverty, outsiders, creativity, not from Europe. No God, nothing they would live or die for but money. Remember the OJs when they first were sure said it was money, Lowell, Fuller, James Brown. Jesus said it was impossible for a rich man to be good. No camels pass through no needle's eyes. Why God and the prophets of the ancient world condemned the worship of Baal, the golden calf, animalism glorified. They have no God, no perceived good, but money. No God, nothing they would live or die for but money. Jesus said it was impossible for a rich man to be good. No camels pass through no needle's eyes. Why God and the prophets of the ancient world condemned the worship of Baal, the golden calf, animalism glorified. The perfection of this world is the purpose of life, naturally, in twain to define consciousness, change, and develop as creators and creations of what is living, knowing the dead in his own image, its own as good itself in all accents. The perfection of this world is the purpose of life, naturally, in twain to define consciousness, change, and develop as creators and creations of what is.
Okay. That is the indelible, the legendary Amiri Baraka. Ladies, I hope you had a chance to listen to that clearly with no issues. Were you able to hear everything okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. All right. So your final questions will be based on that poem that we just listened to by Amiri Baraka called Money. Are you ready?
Kind of.
Okay. You got to get ready. Okay. All right. Question is, there'll be a few of these. What was the first, and if you can, type your answer as well. If possible, type your answer as well. What was the first word of the poem?
Is this for both or just one?
This is for both of you.
Oh. I might be so wrong.
I don't know. Oh, thanks. I can't remember which one it was.
Okay. You guys are still thinking about that one?
I mean, I put my answer. I don't know if
Yes, I did. Okay, so Money and Cash. Oh, where am I? Okay. Very, very good answers. The first word of the poem was profits.
Oh, damn it.
Profits.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys are good. That's really close. That's really close, and that's a long piece. Have either one of you heard that poem before?
No, that was the first for me.
Yeah, same.
Okay. All right. The next question is going to be just for you, Aim Zane. He said a word that followed this statement. You have to tell me the word that follows this statement. He says, I heard something about money. One of those, was it A, pieces, B, poems, or C, articles?
Oh, wow. I'm going to just go with C, articles.
Okay, C, articles. Unfortunately, this one was B. It was poems. Okay. Arson the Poet, question for you. What word Wait, first off, you ready?
I'm ready, I think.
Okay.
I don't.
What word? This was a very intense poem. This is a very intense, passionate, and serious man. Um,
Hmm.
he said some things in that piece. He kind of keeps it raw. Um, when you're trying to when you're about revolution, you kind of have no choice, right? You got to cut through a lot of the fluff, and so there was some expletives in this poem, um, or one or two. What word came before the expletive motherfuckers? Was it A, low down, like a combination of words, low down? Was it B, poor? Or was it C, rich?
Mm, I think it was C, Rich.
You're going to go with C, rich?
So wrong. I'm so wrong. But
Tasha is correct, as are you.
Hey,
Yes.
look at that. Okay.
Very nicely done. Okay. And for you, Aim Zane, one more question. What animal did he say that they kill in the poem?
Um,
Would you like
I
some
don't
help
know.
with the choices?
I'm thinking of all the animals I could think of.
Okay, here you go. No, Clarity, wasn't a calf. What animal did they kill? In one of his lines, he said they kill.
See, people sound real like it could be it, but I'm gonna go with
Mm,
dogs,
okay,
and
good
I'm gonna be
guess. Good
wrong.
guess.
Watch.
Yes, this one is actually birds.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I
Tasha.
see.
Yep, he did say to kill birds. Okay, well done. All right, so ladies, this game was very well played. Very well played from the beginning to the end. I like how you guys switched places, who was leading, and then Arson was just like, I got this, man. I got this. Look how things turned around. You were pressuring yourself early on.
It's the
But
Indian in me. I can't help it.
well, that same thing, I'm sure, has gotten you the victory. Congratulations. You are the
shit.
winner. Yes, nicely
Dude,
done.
what?
Congrats.
Congratulations, and keep it going for Aim Zane. Yes,
Yes,
ladies and
queen.
gentlemen.
Yes.
Big up.
That's a queen right there. Queen.
Talk about it. You ladies played an absolutely fantastic game. You guys were amazing guests. You are incredible poets. Messages, powerful messages that I think the world needs to hear. I hope that your platforms continue to thrive, continue to reach more and more people. And thank you so much for coming to the show. As you know, our winner will be featured in the Ink magazine in the Spilled Ink section. So make sure you look out for that and check them out. Before we do the wrap up, do you ladies, I guess we'll start with you, Aim Zane. Want to tell the folks a little bit about what you got going on, anything about where they can find you, whatever you want.
Okay. You can find me on IG at AimZane Thoughts. I also have a book available on Amazon called Soul Thoughts. It's a book of poetry and prose. I have both paperback and ebook.
Nice.
Yes, I have a poetry blog that I started in December called Elevated Souls.
I
And
like that.
yes, sometime this year I will be dropping a book plus an audio book of a collection of sensual and erotic poetries and stories. So that's
Exciting things. That's nice.
yep,
That's
that's about
dope,
it for
man.
me.
That's it. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Stay in
That's
touch and
it. Hustling.
right.
thank you.
And those blog posts are really a smart way to go to further engage your community, your fans, those that you're reaching with your words and your messages. You're an amazing poet, man.